Boom, boom, boom. Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me get a few more things booted up here. Once again, we are... Why does it update? I knew it. It updates to League of Legends every time. I don't know why. We're not playing League of Legends. We are playing programming. Okay, so we're going to do more HoloRhythm development. I wish I had a second monitor, man. Or I do have a second monitor. I wish I had the arm for it. What am I doing? This should be YouTube. YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. What are we listening to? Listen to King World. I like King World. King World's dope. Starting to lower the quality. Lower the quality. Mute. Is that loud? That is very loud. Jesus, it's loud on my end. Okay, that should be good. Still a little volume, but there we go, like that. That's pretty low. Code Toil, oh my goodness. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the programming stream, where I overhauled pretty much everything in the background of the project. Okay. So yesterday I did stuff off stream and we pretty much fixed most of our problems with the entity manager, i.e. we're not using shared pointers anymore. So this is kind of what our plan is. All right, this is our plan of attack. Oh my goodness, we have so much to go over. Okay, so bear with me. All right, every component, hold on, I can't see everything here. Hold on 1 second. I had to redo my whole setup here. Man, these one monitor setups, let me tell you. Okay, so we had to redo a lot here when it comes to refactoring, more like we made it correctly. I hate my iPhone sometimes. It takes so long. iPhone 15 or whatever, and it's still struggling. Gary, there, maybe that'll help with the, oh my God. Gary, the good boy Twitch, maybe that'll help with chat. So, what are we doing? Let me walk you through everything, okay? So, we have a component class here, right? Every component is a glorified struct. Not really, it's a class. But every component is gonna have a Boolean active, meaning that it is actively being used. Now, if you're wondering why we have a Boolean for actives, it's because we have caching going on. That's right. We have a memory pool. We have everything going. So this is a singleton. Also music, little too hype, little too hype. Let's chill out a little. Okay, so we have a singleton, right? Meaning that we can only ever have one instance of our memory manager. Let me draw this out because caching is not complicated. So this is kind of what's going on. Before we had a shared pointer, which if you have your little memory here, this is all your computer's memory and the whole thing, right? All of your memory. What'll happen is it'll go here, 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 here. It'll just kind of put the shared pointers wherever there's room. It just kind of shoves it in there. And we have what we call cache misses. I read a lot about caching over the last 2 days, and boy, oh boy, did we fuck that up. So basically what we're gonna do is instead, in our memory, we're gonna have a vector of all of our components here, of component A. And then over here, we're gonna have all of our component B. And then over here, we're gonna have all of our components C. All of our components C, right? So, and then over here somewhere, we're gonna have our entity vector, which is just a vector of all of our entities, objects. So the reason why we do this is for caching reasons. So that's what all of this memory pool is. It's resizing all of the vectors. It's reserving space. We are, right now I have it at, what was our debug number? 500 entities. Don't even know if we're ever gonna use that much. Maybe that's like a limitation of the engine, but in any case, that's how many entities we've reserved for each of these vectors to have is 500 entities. And because I have learned a lot, we don't even need to manage it. All we have to do is just make an entity and it does all of it for us. So within these vectors, we have our elements, right? So in component A, it might have position X, position Y, right? And that's all the component is. So if we have an entity that we made, every entity is going to have every component, but that's what that Boolean value was for up here, is if it's active. So in addition, it'll also have our Boolean active, right? So it'll actually have all three of these values. So every entity is going to have every component, but only some entities will have the activated Boolean value, which is what we care about. So all we have to do, DC Elite Gamer, what's up? Oh my goodness, how you doing? We're doing great. I did a lot yesterday when it came to the program, so we're actually ready to start making notes today, I think. Or the game loop at least. Okay, or rendering. I looked up shaders too. We're doing shaders in this game. I don't know if that's obvious yet. We're making a rhythm game. We're gonna have music videos like this playing in the background. So we need shaders. We're gonna have our graphics card render this. In any case, what was I doing? Oh, when we delete an entity, when we kill something, like, think about it this way. When we have a note appear on screen for our rhythm game, what happens? Well, we need an entity for the actual circle that it's gonna be, and then we need another entity for like a timer circle that kind of shrinks it, think Osu. And then you have another entity for like the sound effect that plays. We have another entity where if you hit the note, a green color appears. We have another entity for if you miss a note, a red entity will appear. If you, we have an entity for the score. Basically, when a note appears, like 4 entities are made, quote unquote. But when we kill the note, when those entities cease to be, when that note is played and the red flashes and you miss it or whatever, and it goes away, what happens? Well, all that happens is we set this Boolean value to false. This little active Boolean value on the component. So these guys are still in memory. They still have values, right? Whatever the value was, that's fine. We don't care. We have a cache. We have a memory pool. We've already reserved this much memory for the program, the application. So it doesn't matter if there's still memory there. We just don't use it. So if you're wondering, well, isn't that a problem? Where when we make an entity, Geargate for 25 months, god damn, 2 years. Jesus, we've been playing Path of Exile that long? Jasm! Also, Path of Exile 2 patch makes it a little better. I still can't with your font. Psh, you still can, baby. Sorry, we're listening to a lot of Hololive music now because I figured out if they sing in Japanese, you don't get copyright issues. It's only the English ones. Just putting that out there. So, when we kill an entity, look at this. All we're doing is active entity to kill false. We're just setting it to false. That's it. We're just setting everything to false. Super easy. Now, when we make an entity, that's when we care about these values, right? So if we have a song with like 500 notes, we only have enough room in the program for 500 entities, and every note is gonna have like, I don't know, 5 entities made from it, from the sound effect to the colors to the shaders to whatever the fuck a note entails, right? There's gonna be like 5 entities per note. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna create 5 entities, we're gonna do this in our memory pool. And when that note goes away, we're just gonna set a bunch of values to false, and that's it. And when we need to make, I keep saying make, not really, but when we make a new note, all we're gonna do is when we create our new note, get this, we're just gonna set these values to 0 and then set this to true. That's what this is on the left here, this indexing. Set value X, set value Y, set value X, Y with height, X, Y with height. Just everything just set to 0 when we make the entity, so it starts from scratch. And this is trivial for a computer to do. Woo, baby. We're productive today, I feel it. Anyway, that's what I did yesterday. That's why I didn't stream. I was doing all of this. Oh, let's try. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you the practice here. So, we have our simple loop. We're going to start it. Boom, there's our program. 120 FPS, purple goodness, right? So, we're going to have an entity manager called eManager. We're going to have a memory pool, instance resize vectors. All this means is because we have a singleton, gosh, how do I say this? Because we have a singleton, this memory pool, this caching, I only ever want one of it. So in order to address it, we have to call the instance function, which is if it doesn't exist, create it. If it exists, then use it, right? We can't have more than one entity memory pool, otherwise disaster happens. So we just resize the vectors, meaning we give them their initial values. We just resize it to 500 for all of them in this case, 500 entities. It'll reserve that much space for the caching, or the memory pool, which uses caching. And now we do stuff. So what are we gonna do? Well, let's make a note. So we're gonna have entity note 1. Beautiful, right? Is gonna be equal to entity manager dot make entity. I forget the function call. I did this yesterday. Make entity, and we need a string, so we need a tag. This will be a note. The tag is just if I ever want to do anything like wipe all the notes from the screen, which is important. Like if you pause the game, I want the notes to disappear, so you can't just cheat where the notes are. So when you pause the game, the notes go transparent. They lose their component of like a render rectangle or something. So it's gonna make the note. Beautiful, right? Then we can just we can test this. Standard cout note 1 dot I guess it's important we give it a component, huh? Note 1 dot give component type position. Oops, lowercase position. And that's it, right? I'm just double checking before we actually start making the program here. So we have our entity, get component, has component, add component. So we are going to add component, position, type name T, and then it'll do the rest. Sweet. Now we see out note 1 has component, position, standard end line. So now when we print it, this should be the number 1 if it successfully reads this position Boolean value as true. That's what it's reading. Oops, I lied. Dot active. There we go. What? Syntax error, no semicolon. Oh, get value. No, it is active. Wait. Active. A little bit of a puzzle, huh? What did I do wrong? I still can't get with your font. Yeah, Japanese copyright does not apply unless it's the Nintendo copyright, then you get your kneecaps broken. True! Doesn't it say the line? Give component is not a member of entity. Oh, did I do it wrong? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Give component or add component. Oh, that's why. It should be add component position. Function call. Go. Oh, sorry. No, that's not it. Yeah, it should be make entity note. Sorry, I did this yesterday. Entity manager, make entity string. So it does all the work for you. We resize the vectors. We add component position. Should this have one of these? No. No appropriate default constructor available. What? Add component. Make entity will return entity. I'm doing something wrong. Memory pool instance const. What am I doing? Okay, so not this, not this. What, does it work? It does not. Entity manager expected an expression instead of a type. So clearly this has something to do with the this. So this calls the memory pool instance, so I don't need that. I don't need to call make entity. That's what this class is for. That's what the entity manager is for. So I need a const string, return entity, entity E, return E, entity manager. Oh, I see what I did wrong. So entity manager is the type. E manager is actually the thing we're using. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Okay, so now we have the entity. Then we're gonna add a component, position. So we're just giving it the position component. And we're printing if it has it, which should just be active. So it should print 1 for true. Must have an active struct or union. Oh, it needs that. Has component. Sorry, I did this all yesterday. Return Boolean value. Has type component. So do I not need parentheses? Is that what? No, I do need parentheses. Like that, right? Just that? There we go. God, I'm good. Okay, Jesus, sorry. Okay, now we're good. What happened is we were calling the has component function, which is return has component from the entity memory pool instance, the not singular. I always say singular like the medication, singleton. So it calls this function. So all it does is we take in an ID number and we get from the tuple, standard get, the vector of type name T, which in this case is type position, that component, from the M pool, which is just a, this is the vector of, this is the tuple of all the components. Type the element entity IDs, which is the unique ID for this instance of an entity, and check if it's active, and then that's what we return. So I don't need to call this Boolean active. All of that's automatic. We just have to call, does it have the component, which in this case, it does, 1. So if I did it right and we get rid of this add component, it should now read 0 for false. Oh, baby, we're going somewhere. All right. Excellent. Can I get a playlist going? Hello? Oh my God, this is so weeb. All right, so what's next? Well, now that we know we can add a component, what we're gonna do is we're gonna need a, I wanna do this in order. I was about to make a function to make notes, but I shouldn't do that. I really, really shouldn't. At this point, we have a few directions we can go in. We could make the logic to test out clicking notes with the keyboard and everything to make sure the game feels good. It's like the prototype stage. We could focus on getting music videos playing in the background and syncing them to some clock so that the rhythm game functionally starts working. We could focus on shaders. Well, no, the music video would require shaders. Same with the music. We're gonna have the graphics card run the music as well. I think at this point we're making notes, right? I do want frames to lag instead of catching up because this is not like an online game. Although if it's a rhythm game, is it important that frames play catch up if you lag? Like if Eukenna, well, hello Eukenna, how you been? Yeah, Fat Gary. Oh man, I have gained a lot of weight back. Let me tell ya, I'm starting to get a little bit of a fupa. Aw, Eukenna, it's nice to see you. Welcome to the, apparently the Weeb stream from what we're listening to. This is a Hololive rhythm game we're doing. This is the start of it. It looks pink right now, but that's because we're doing a lot of the logic behind it. Speaking of which, I'm trying to think of what to do right now, because there's a lot of ways we can go in. So I guess we can type out on a notepad what exactly we're going to be doing. Like, what's the strategy here? So let's go over our task list of things we have to accomplish for HoloRhythm. Okay? For HoloRhythm, we have a few things. We have the background music video and sound, because they're both going to have the same problems. We have note. We'll say playing notes and making them. Nah, we'll say playing notes. We have setting up scenes for like main menu, etc. What else do we have to do for this game? Those are like the big three, right? Because we already have the engine and input and everything handled. Those are like the big three, and at this point, like that's it, right? It's just content. Because that's, guys, if you don't know, the majority of game development is content, okay? Art or whatever. The programming is not the hardest part. So if this is your application for the next Hololive audition, hey, it could happen. I'm just saying. Most of my effort is going into the video game history project, but that's fine. So, each of these have their own problems. So this is going to be all rendering done through shaders, graphics card. That includes sound as well. So that is what that needs to be done. Or that is how that works. So the music video and the sound and probably all of the rendering for the notes, maybe the menu we can get away with the CPU, but everything else is going to be on the graphics card. So that's going to be its own thing. Music video will play in background as notes will appear on top. Well, the note thing's coming up next, so we'll just play it as things are happening in the background. I'm trying not to listen to Hololive like covers. Oh, this music video came out like 11 days ago. Fucking Bond show. Do you already have the art? Don't need the art because it's Hololive. I mean, I guess we need menu art, but I mean, that's the most insignificant part. Basically, okay, so imagine this video as the background to a music, like a rhythm game. That's where the majority of the art's coming from. That's what we're making. Hololive rhythm game. Oh, I see. Yes. I still have to do menus and stuff, though. Whoever told you the programming's the easier part was probably a programmer. Well, just saying. Music video will play in the background. Is there anything that's related to the sound must be perfectly synced with video, even through lag. I'm trying to think about what we have to do in order. Okay, playing notes. This is how the game works. So notes will appear as circular buttons on the screen, a la Osu. However, these notes will have button commands that must be pressed on time, must be pressed correctly at the right time. Notes about button commands that must be pressed correctly at the right time. And there is no clicking involved. There will be an outer circle that will slowly close over, that will slowly overlap the main circle. Ugh. Circle. This is, oh. Closer the circles, higher the score. What else? Oh, some notes will appear a lighter blue. These must have a mouse be highlighting them. Other notes will not, a la hammer-ons, like Guitar Hero. Oh, does that make sense? I can imagine the game in my head. Now I'm just trying to write it out as like a thing, like stuff we have to do. Notes will appear as circular buttons on the screen, a la Osu. However, these notes will have button commands that must be pressed correctly at the right time, and there is no clicking involved. Oh. Oh, actually, I write that in the next one. I was about to say players have the opportunity to draw with left click, but we can do that later. There will be an outer circle that will slowly overlap the main circle, as in it will, like, shrink onto it. Easy, right? Oh. Notes can, or some notes will have to be held, but the mouse doesn't have to follow them. Even ones that are light blue. That are a lighter blue. The idea is that you're gonna have like a circle over here that will appear that has like the key W on there, right? The idea in my head of like, the problem with Osu is you have to click with the fucking mouse. And so like when you, the correct way to play Osu is with like a drawing tablet and like clicking with your left hand. It's really weird. So this one is gonna be different. This one, think more like Project Diva, but with mouse usage. So you're not gonna click with the mouse. Instead, you're just gonna highlight the note with your mouse and then press the correct key on your left hand. I'm just thinking of like 4 keys, like W, I don't know, like W-E-R-G or something like that, which kind of like arcs or something. In any case, it's gonna have 4 different buttons. That's kind of the plan here. So, when I say hammer-ons, what I mean is like, imagine if a W appears up here, but it's not lit up light blue. It's just like black or something. So the circle will shrink, and then if you press W at the right time, you get the note. Congratulations. If another note appears and it's E, then what'll happen is it'll be light blue, right? Or it could be light blue. If it's light blue, then you highlight it with your mouse and then you click the key as normal. All light blue indicates is that you have to use your mouse to highlight it. That's the only difference. I play with mouse and click pressing Z or X, its default behavior. Van Slam, wow. How long has it been since you were here? Oh my goodness. Unless you were here very recently, but geez, I don't remember seeing you for a long time, I think. Like 6+ months? Yeah, it's probably been that long since I regularly streamed, so no pressure there. So the idea, oh, and if you have a trailing note, like a note you're supposed to hold, you're not gonna use your mouse to follow it. I'm hopefully gonna teach you all this in the tutorial without text. That's the goal. The idea is that you're gonna have a note on the screen that's like, hold on, I'll draw it for you. I'll draw it. Okay, let's use our different examples here. Where's my circle? So you have your circle here, you have a circle here, and you have a circle here that also has like a trail or something that goes to another circle here. Is that too Osu? It might be too Osu. In any case, and then one of these is colored light blue. Okay, so what happens here? Well, we'll color this one too. So what's the situations here in my head about what's going on? So if this is W, E, and we'll call this like, I don't know, G. So what's going on here? Well, if we'll say this one appears first, so you have like a circle that like circles it and it'll slowly shrink down. until it matches this circle. When it matches this circle, you click the W, you get the note. Perfect, right? Everyone's happy. Easy. There's no it's not like OSU where you have to highlight it and press W. That's different. That's what E is for. When it's colored blue or whatever the color this will be, then that indicates as a player, oh, I need to highlight this with my mouse. I can't draw a mouse very well. There, that's a mouse. You're gonna highlight that with your mouse and then press E and it works, right? So those are OSU rules. Here's the difference. See this G note here that requires your mouse? This can be done without the blue. It can be just a regular G note, in which case you just press G and it works. This only requires that you have the mouse at clicking, not during. So what's gonna happen is your mouse will highlight it like this little black dot here. You press the letter G, it'll start rolling along this path, but your mouse can do other things. Your mouse will do other things. So what could happen is if it appears in this order of like 1, 2, 3. So what would happen is you press G while your mouse is highlighting here, and you hold G while your mouse fucks off to E. While you're holding G and it goes down here, you press E here, and then you can just press W whenever over here, whenever that note is due, but your mouse doesn't have to be over here. Does this make sense? Basically, the idea is that you can hold sustaining notes and press E. So let me give you an example, okay? So at the end of Carbonated Love here, which is gonna be our version of Through the Fire and Flames, so I'm glad this is here. This is our Through the Fire and Flames. So, I want you to think of, when I say long note, what I mean, you're gonna hold that note for an extended period of time while you press other things, right? So that's what I'm imagining here. So I'll turn up the volume a little. Just imagine you're playing the equivalent of Through the Fire and Flames, okay? Long note, long note. Do you hear that? Do you hear that in the background? The boom, boom, boom. Long note, long note, long note, long note, long note, long note. So while you're doing other things, you know, you are useful, or you're useful. You can do, basically it opens up opportunities. Also, there's gonna be a level editor, because God bless. That's kind of the plan in my head about how this game is gonna work anyway. Are you gonna be drawing all this with the mouse? Oh, this? Well, I use the circle tool in Paint, but otherwise, yes. So anyway, that's the plan. I hope that all makes sense. That's kind of what I'm imagining in my head. The question is, are those enough gimmicks? I was thinking of having like chords. So instead of blue, what you could have is something like yellow and then, hold on. What I was thinking is something like this. No, that looks a little too much like a dumbbell. Maybe something like a like electricity or something. We're using shaders. We could do it. So you'd have like your squiggly here, and then you'd have your like lightning in the middle or something. Imagine that's lighting. Anyway, what would happen is these are chords. So I think you would always require the mouse in this scenario, but you would press W and E at the same time, and you only get credit for the score if both are pressed at the same time. I hope this makes sense. I don't think we need any other gimmicks. I feel like just freeing up the mouse to do other things besides follow this along the path. I think that'll do a lot. I guess you could also, in this scenario, I didn't even think about it, you could have the G button being held, and then you could also have chords somewhere else that you have to press. Instead of the slider OSU-like thing, you can just make a circle that fills up like a clock. No, I think you do need a path. Not need, but I think I want one. Because Hololive does this thing where, I mean, I guess I could use this song too. Hololive does this thing where the singers try their darndest, but sometimes they kind of are very ambitious with their singing. So what I'm imagining is like, if this is the screen in the music video and they sing a really long, hard note, what'll happen is you start down here and then the path will trail up and up and up and up. And maybe it does like a weird squiggly or something at the end. Like I know, what is the Pecora song? Is it? Oh gosh, it's not that. It's not that. Oh, it is. This one. Yes, it is this one. Not that. Okay. Okay. So, regardless of what you think about Pecora, I want you to... Fuck! Okay, regardless of what you think about Pecora, and regardless of how you think this is cringy, let's listen to this for a second. I want you to imagine a long note. I think you can see my mouse. Imagine a long note going from the bottom left over here, and I'm just... As my mouse moves, just imagine that's where the note is like pathing on the screen, right? Just imagine that. So here we go. We have Pecora. Long note now. I don't even know if you need the squiggly, but just having that long note there. Long note. Bend up. That's what I'm imagining. That's why I think the pathing works, because it gives personality to the it gives personality to the music. Also, what is the Pecora original I'm thinking of? There's another song. There's another song. Was it this one? Yes, but I want the music video. Yeah! This is the shit. I found this one like not even a week ago. I didn't even know this song was made. Okay, so you have your intro like anime song, right? Look at this, okay? Kudos to Hololive. This is like 4 years old or something, right? Look at that. 2021, okay? Fucking, I wasn't even streaming yet as Gary. So look at this, okay? Great music video. Love it. This is gonna be a great game. I can already feel it. If I can use this, and I think I can, it's gonna be the shit. Lower the music quite a bit there. Woo! All right. Your browser audio is desynced, by the way, like 1 second behind. Yeah, you're desynced. What the fuck? We are one step away of listing Potaru. Yeah, just for the visuals. Yeah. Functionally, it wouldn't serve. You're right. I mean, I could just have the note there like ticking down like a clock on it. It would be functionally the same thing, but I feel like it adds a little bit of hoot spot to it, you know? It adds a little bit of special sauce, a little bit of zuzu, zaza, you know? Like imagine a song like I don't even know what to call this. Poe? Imagine a song like Poe, like the ending of this, okay? Just imagine the amount of like long notes and stuff here. Hold on. I know I'm desynced by a second apparently, but bear with me. Long note. So what I'm imagining here is in this ending, so imagine this, you play a bunch of fast notes really quick. As you get to this part where she's walking in place, I want you to imagine a bunch of random long notes everywhere just start spreading around. So it's like you're holding down W, E, G, and you're pressing with R somewhere else, like to get notes pressed. And you're like holding down different buttons, different lengths. I feel like having them all path over each other introduces a lot of chaos that's like in a fun way, which this song is just pure chaos. That's what the song is, it's chaos. Long note, and you hold it. Sorry, I'm moving my mouse around the screen like I'm playing the game. But like chaos like that, I feel like it adds fun. It's fun. I tell myself. I'm not kidding. When you were showing the music video, the audios and visuals were out of sync. Well, when I played them, I lost half my viewership. So, you know, that's the price you pay, you know? There we go. Audio's a little more under control now. All right, let's get back to programming. Were we programming? What were we doing? So that's the game. I guess I should say 2 or more notes can be chords which are colored yellow and must all be pressed at the same must all be and all keys must be pressed down at the same time. Does that make sense? I'm not saying you have to press them all at the exact same frame. I'm saying in order for the note to register, you have to hold down multiple notes at the same time. Here's a clip of the audio delay. Where she's walking in place. I want you to imagine a bunch of random long notes everywhere just start. Okay, that is pretty bad. Wow, I've never had that. Like, what a weird audio delay. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't realize I was doing that to you. Is my like video delayed? I don't think it was. Interesting. Well, in any case, these are our notes. This is our music background. I don't think we have any other note rules though, right? I guess we can call out the score. So that's kind of it's gonna functionally be in the same place. Every note is worth 1 up to 10 points. The closer the circle matches. And that's all we have to say. What I'm imagining is that there's going to be like a 5 to 10 frame window where you can get, you know, the full 10 points. And probably, yeah, because I'm imagining like a third of a second or maybe like a half a second, which is about 30 to 60 frames total, depending on your total frame rate, to like, that's like your window of time to like click the note. So of that 30 or 60 frames, then you divide it into, you know, if you're too far away and if you're too close, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then at the very center, you have 10 if you can like nail it. Makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what I'm imagining. I mean, like 300 milliseconds is full on miss on Osu, even on lower ODs. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. 300, assuming it's 60 frame. Well, that's not true. You can't really say 60 frames because the game can be you can have different logic for like the game versus the frame rate, whatever. So 300 milliseconds, that's like a third of a second. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right. So that'll be our original totally never seen before game. Basically, we are combining Guitar Hero hammer-on and pull-offs with Guitar Hero holding down the note and doing other things with your hand, with Project Diva button pressing on the screen, and Osu using the mouse to highlight where you want the note to be pressed sometimes. Honestly, it's more Guitar Hero and Project Diva than Osu. The only thing it has in common with Osu is like the surface level presentation. Like there's really not much else that's similar. Like you can't go from Osu to this game. There is a leap you must make, you know? Okay, what's next? Setting up scenes. So we have a main menu, including saves, options, quit. So that'll be our main menu. Where's my music? Hello? Thank you. Now foot pedals and it'll be cinema? Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you know anything about SDL. SDL, this beautiful input language, or C level, it's a library. This library, you may not know, is used in Counter-Strike to read input. It's used in a lot of games to read input, and that's what we're gonna read for our rhythm game. That's what we're gonna use for our rhythm game, to read input. So theoretically speaking, you should be able to play with any controller or any setup as long as you can point to a note and click notes. Anything else is working. So if you're an Osu player and you have a drawing pad, that'll work just fine. It'll totally be viable. If we turned off the mouse highlighting requirement, which we're probably not going to do because then we go full Project Diva. If we do that, then you can use anything that can press buttons, a controller. Hell, if you want, you can probably have a controller in one hand and the mouse in the other. Or you could have it where you can move with the joystick, but I don't know why you would ever do that in a rhythm game. You could move the pointer with your joystick or any sort of pointing device. Yeah. Hell, you could play with a thing that like moves the mouse on the screen, like a light pointer, like a laser. You could do one of those. I am an Osu Mania enjoyer mainly, so this game idea sounds amazing for me. What? Okay, because you play Osu significantly more than me. I played like 2 days of Osu in my life. I'm a Guitar Hero guy. I'm a Project Diva guy. I haven't really played much Osu. So what is appealing about it coming from the Osu environment? Also, we're gonna have a level editor and we're gonna have Steam Workshop. So there's your mods if you ever want to bring over Osu songs, you know? Hey, who am I to stop you? So, oh, we need to build a level editor. God, thank you. Okay. Level editor is going to be like the first thing we do. Consumer friendly. Workshop enabled. Steam Workshop enabled. Okay, then we have a main menu, options, quit, start game. Game will be a campaign, or maybe start game, free play, something like that. Or extra songs. I think we'll say free play. Game will be a campaign. 5 songs per batch, up to 5 stars earned per song. Live performance, i.e. boss fight, will unlock after stars. Star requirement is met. The live performance, by the way, I'm thinking of like Holohawk is like a classic like Hololive live performance, right? So I'm thinking like this, where okay, you've done your requirements, you've done your 3 to 4 songs that you got 4 stars on or whatever, and you've unlocked the live performance. This is your boss fight before you get the next batch of songs. And then you get the live performance, which is cool, right? You guys barely hear this at all. And I know there's music lagging, but whatever. Basically, you play Holohawk or whatever it is, right? Also, I like her dance here. Here, right here. I like this dance. It's a cute song. I like it. So anyway, you have your live performance, your boss fight. Satisfaction is the #1 aspect, that's for sure, but that's probably way too general and is applicable to basically every game. Well, if you're an Osu fan, you know, hey, the game does need to be tested. I would encourage you to test it. Coming from Osu, I would appreciate the feedback because it's kind of my blind spot. So we have a live performance, your boss fight, that will unlock after star requirement is met. Then new batch of songs will appear. Secret songs can be unlocked from arbitrary requirements. So what I'm thinking is like you can unlock Fubu King if you get 5 stars in every song in the game, which is just an obnoxiously hard song. Something like that. Something like secret songs, like cute little, like maybe songs that don't have a music video in Hololive. So it's like a, ooh, it's so secret, there's no music video. I don't know. Something cute. I like campaigns in rhythm games. I think it's kind of boring when it's just total free play, but we do have to enable the option because you can play, you know, Steam Workshop songs. Like anyone can access the level editor, so you have to allow some sort of free play. But here's your live performance. This is how the game is intended to be played. There you go. What else here? What else? So we have our music video and sound. Playing notes and score. Up to 5 stars earned per song. Stars are probably based on total notes hit, not score. Score is just like a miscellaneous thing, I feel. It's just kind of a measurement because it's so hard to get a full 10 points every note that I feel like even if you full combo the song, there's still point improvement you can get. Then a new batch of songs appears, secret songs can be unlocked, and that's the game, I think. At that point, it's just all content, I feel. So is there anything I'm missing here before we start programming? There's no online play. It is an offline game. It has to be if we're going to have like this level of modularity in it, meaning people can just mod whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. Shit, fucking remake Osu. Actually, if anything, I should have in the level editor. Well, no, because you do have options to make songs without any mouse requirements, right? You could probably make a song that only requires 1 key, so you could just remake Osu that way, I guess. Or I could just add a note option in the level editor that I would never use, but maybe it's just like blank, like Osu, where you just have to press the note. Actually, maybe that's what I should do in the level editor, even if I don't plan to. Maybe it would be wise to just enable Osu options, like when you press a long note, you have to hold the mouse over it, or when you can make a note that has no specific button requirement, it's just blank. Maybe that would be cool, so people have the option. I don't know, is Osu easy to mod? I guess I never really looked at it. Is there more than one version of Osu? Is Osu even on Steam? I don't even know. Do I have Osu on Steam? Oh, Osu's not on Steam. Oh shit. Well, there we go. I can bring rhythm games to Steam. Hot stuff. There are some copycats and some custom clients. Well, we're not a copycat, I can tell you that much, because this ain't gonna play like your mommy and pappy's Osu. But first and foremost, it's a Hololive rhythm game. Oh, right, drawing. Oh shit. Okay. Let's do this. Oops. So let's do this. Let's do, I have one more requirement. Holding down left mouse button will draw to the screen. Drawings are unbeknownst. How do you spell unbeknownst? Unbeknownst. Unbeknownst? Unbeknownst. I did not spell that right. That is not how you spell that. Oops. Oh my god, it is. God damn it. Okay, unbeknownst to the player, kept in a file when credits roll, drawings are all shown in background at the same time that level appears. Little shit like this. I feel like little shit like this people would remember right well. Right click, maybe double right click clears the screen of drawings. Notes appear over drawings, but not the video, obviously. Obviously. Gary be pulling the dictionary mode of speech. LumaDev! Oh, wow. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. So this is our game. This is, I have no idea how easy this is to read, but this is basically everything we're gonna do for HoloRhythm. Beautiful, right? Here, we gotta center it. My OCD is getting me here. Oh, that's good. So this is our game. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to add, like feature-wise, because we're gonna go through all of this. Also, cool idea. Oh yeah, it's great. This rhythm game? I think it is a great idea, because Hololive is so open about it. Yes, please switch to Obsidian for note-taking. This is killing me. Buddy, have you seen my IDE? I write in fucking cursive, all right? I would have capital letters in cursive too, but everyone throws an aneurysm, so this is our compromise. Text file, listen, hey, I am a C++ programmer, okay? Have you seen my config file? Where's my HoloRhythm? Look at this! Config file, oh! Oh! Look at how beautiful that config file is. Resolution W, resolution height, frame rate. By the way, it's not actually going to be in real 1080p. This is just the logic of the game. Your resolution on your screen is going to be different. Nah, he would write binary if possible. Oh wow, I was just thinking of a HoloRhythm game and I was thinking to FG Roadster earlier. HoriMT! You sound new here. You are new here. Hello! Welcome! Wait, Hori. What do you think the Through the Fire and Flames equivalent should be for a Hololive rhythm game? I'm thinking Carbonated Love. Sorry, I saw the suggestions there. Carbonated Love, I feel like would make a great Through the Fire and Flames, although I forget the exact name of the song. This, Fubuki King World. This! Ooh, have you guys listened to the ending of this fucking song before? Holy shit, let me blow your fucking minds. Listen to this. That's gonna make for a bonkers rhythm song. So that's pretty insane. Also, if there's any song, by the way, the first song we're gonna program in this game has to be motherfucking Star Star Start. It's perfect! It's the perfect rhythm game song. I have seen this many times. Okay, look at my mouse here. I don't know how easy it is to see, and I know the music is off sync. I know my desktop audio is lagging by like a full second, but best you can, imagine there is not a second lag. I'm gonna move my mouse, because this is gonna be like the first like song we make in the rhythm game, right? I'm gonna move my mouse where I want the notes to be in my head, right? You ready? Something like that. And that's not even the best part of the song. The best part of the song is right. Star, star, star. Da, 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 da. It's when she goes like, na, 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 na. This part. I don't know how much the lag there is, but I'm sorry. Listen to it from the beginning here. Don't know how much lag there is, but yeah, that's gonna be our baby's first rhythm song. I haven't listened to that yet. Looks like it sounds like some Sasakure stuff. Listen, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't watch anime. I don't know what you're referencing, okay? I don't play Osu, all right? I play Guitar Hero. Live stream should have a trigger warning for programmers. I was gone for months and this font's still here. Yeah. Wait, what was that Fubuki song again? Is it King World? Just look up Fubuki King and you'll see it. It's King World, King Land or something. It's an older song, but it's like a great hard rhythm game song. I don't know. I'm thinking Carbonated Love is our Through the Fire and Flames, and Fubuking is gonna be, or King World is gonna be our Jordan, if you know that reference for Guitar Hero. So maybe it's like an extra song that's like extremely hard, but not in the main campaign. It was actually Sasakure who composed the song, Lamau. Oh, is it really? That's funny. It's a Hololive original though. I can use it. As long as it's a Hololive original. We're good. I can use the song. If it has third party, probably a no-go. So no cover songs. None of any of that. It's just originals, which is fine because they almost always have music videos like this, but it's another one. Here, we'll listen to a little Miko here. You made me launch Osu and play some Hololive songs. Well, here's what's better. Okay, so these are the requirements for programming, but not like, there's no personality here, you know? What I'm thinking, this 5 songs for batch, this thing down here, let's talk about this for a second. What I'm thinking is because the campaign is the intended way to play the game. Is this music too loud? No, it's not. Because the campaign is the intended way to play the game, what we can do is we can have themed batches. So like the first batch is like with a bang. So you have like Muna's High Tide or something like that, which is just like a beautiful music video, great song. I know you guys can barely hear that, but we have something like Muna's like High Tide. We have Marine and Gura's like Plastic Love variation. We have Watame's My Song. Just like we have Stellar or like Mume's Mume. Just these all-time great hits with great music videos. And then the second batch can be like Appreciate the Giants Whose Shoulders Are Stood On or something. And you have like old Oski or Sora or hold on, Sora, Oski, Suisei, Roboco, Miko. You have one song from each of them kind of deal, and maybe like the live version, the boss fight is like the Smiley Happy Days or whatever they're bum 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 bum. Going to sleep now. Good luck with the game and have a nice stream. See ya, Luma Dev. Well, we're gonna stream tomorrow too. Just saying. So the first 5 songs would be like the big hits. The second one would be Appreciate the Giants Whose Shoulders Are Stood On. So you would have very old songs. So what I'm thinking is that batch be like the oldest music videos Hololive has. So like Sora would have like, where's her song? It should be on my watch list. It should be on here. Oh, come on. Where is it? Hold on. I'm going to show you now. I want it. Takino Sora original songs. Okay, not that one. It's this one. So I'm imagining this song that has like 200,000 views. This is going to be Sora's first song on here, I think. Because it like shows old Hololive. I know you guys can barely hear it. It's such an old music video. I feel like it'd be great for the rhythm game just to kind of show you where Hololive came from. And then like the third batch would be something like, oh shit. We'll come back to that in a second. I didn't show you what I would play if the song failed. Cause you know, listen, I'm gonna show you a clip and it's a real clip. We're gonna do our best to green screen her. But Sora gets really, really mad. And we're gonna have it as the fail state, where if you fail a song, this will instantly start playing. This is gonna win Game of the Year. All right? Are you ready for what is the greatest lose screen you've ever seen in your life? Ignore the clip. We're gonna use the raw footage, but this is Sora when she's angry. Just imagine this is what instantly plays as soon as you fail the note that loses you the song. You ready? That's a good goddamn lose screen, isn't it? Holy shit. So what I'm imagining is that we green screen her out of like the background and all that. Or we green screen out the background so she appears over the song. I can make it work. Retry? Yes, no. And I pause it like right there. I can make this work. She's saying, I'm very disappointed in you. You are my enemy. That's what she's saying. But, oh, what a great lose screen that would be. I can save this because the original footage is up. This is like a clip, but like, oh, I just keep replaying it because I just imagine like in the background, you're playing a song, right? And instantly when you fuck up, that's not timed right. Instantly when you fuck up, and then it'll stop here and be like, retry, yes, no. I think that's cute. I think that could work. But yeah, that's kind of what's going through my head. We're talking a lot about the game and not making the game, but you have to understand, okay? This whole thing right here is the entire game, and 99% of it is programming. Once we get the programming done, we start making the songs with the music video in the background. But that's it. That's the game. It's rhythm games, you can get a lot from a very little, you know? Is this a vertical scrolling type? No. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of like Guitar Hero. No. Think Project Diva. It's more Project Diva than it is Osu, right? It's like 50% Project Diva, 30% Guitar Hero, 20% Osu. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And then you can draw pictures in the background while you're playing notes. 99% procrastination, 0.1% programming, and 0.9% yapping. Oh, nice. Nothing against vertical scrolling type video games, rhythm games, but Guitar Hero was like the only game to make that work, right? Or its derivatives like Rock Band, but that's fine. That's fun too. I like Rock Band, but I feel like when it comes to vertical scrollers, I feel like only Guitar Hero ever really figured it out. Osu Mania? Joke's on you! I barely even played Osu. I don't even know what Osu Mania is. I thought it was a spin-off. Or like a spin-off of the game where it's the same game. I didn't realize it was different. Not gonna lie, 40% of rhythm games have been vertical scrollers, so it's really tiring. Well, there you go. We drew a picture earlier. I should have kept it, but yeah, this is basically our whole game. I guess I could go over the programming real quick just to kind of show you what I did yesterday for those of you who are joining. Basically, we have a cache called memory pool. This is on a singleton, meaning there's only one instance of it. Because everything is cached, basically what we're doing is instead of having a program that when you make an integer or you reserve memory, it goes into your like RAM and like reserve space or your hard drive if you have to. Instead of doing that, what we're gonna do is at application start, we are going to reserve a big chunk of memory. And this memory, because we already reserved it, we can very quickly access and delete values inside of it. And that's called, I don't know if it's called caching, but we care a lot about caching in this game because, you know, it's a rhythm game. You want low latency kind of stuff. So that's what this whole shindig is about here. And I worked on it a lot yesterday. So you can see our fruits of our labor here. So we have our entity note, meaning we have a note on the screen. We make the entity with a tag of note. So if we ever wanted to, it's important for entities to have tags So every tag in the game, like if we have like boom, 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 and it's like note 2, note 3, note 4. These are all of the same tag. So if I ever want it to be like, when you pause the game, make all notes transparent, I can just grab every entity that has this note as like the tag and set its like render Boolean to false for a moment or something. Then we add component to note 1. So we give it a position component. We enable that Boolean value, and then we test if it has the component 1 for true, 0 for false. We run the program. Beautiful. And it appears 1 on the left here next to my mouse because the application traps the mouse. Ignore the fact there's columns on the side. That's irrelevant right now. There's a 1. I want to see the console in the background. So there's a 1 back there, meaning it successfully gave the entity that component and it pulls true. And if we comment that out, we now test if it has position. It should be 0 for false and 0 for false in the top left. Beautiful, right? So we know our entity component system works. We just have to actually write logic for it. So what we're gonna do, if you can't catch on yet, we're gonna have a function called make note. And what we'll do is we'll call make note and it'll do all of this crap for us and give position values and all that stuff. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, Andrew. I think that's going to be it for today. I know we didn't stream very long, but we're going to stream tomorrow as well. I just wanted to give you guys the update and kind of this whole thing here. Also, I should. Notes are read from a .txt per level via not IO stream. iStream, or ISStream, ISStream, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Easy, right? That should be easy. Perfect. All right, save it. Save it, document it. Beautiful. Desktop. HoloRhythm tasks. Save. Who followed? HoloRhythm! Oh my goodness, the Hololive fan. Oh, buddy, if you ever want to talk Hololive, let me tell you right now, I am so up to date. I am down with the sickness. I watch the Hololive festivals. Oh, if you're wondering, oh, new guy, before we end stream, new guy. If you're wondering what this is, this background here with this set, I'm not kidding you. I'm about to launch a video game history channel that I've been working on for the last 4 or 5 months. So great timing. So that's why we're doing the Hololive rhythm game, because we have time, and filming is basically done. I just have to do very fancy editing. Very fancy, just source things correctly. Yeah, we're doing a video game history, the Video Game History Project, where we are telling the history of video games through a chronological lens, starting in 1966 with Ralph Baer at the bus stop, right? And then we follow Nintendo, and then we follow Taito. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Taito. We follow Sega. We go through all of these things, and we follow it sequentially year by year. Because, oh baby, video game history is fun when you don't know what's coming. Like, do you guys know who won between Atari and Magnavox? Because let me tell you, Atari got fucked. By the way, a thought for the future. Instead of having an array of notes with timestamps, an array of frames would probably be better. Well, no, we're not going by frames, Van Slam, because the game is not going to be frame rate based. It's going to have its own internal frame rate. Like, the game engine is going to get updated, but the game engine can get updated 2 to 5 times in every frame, or 60 times. I don't know. It depends how good your computer is. So basing an array around frame rate is kind of dangerous, because there's a chance that, like, if somebody's McAfee virus, antivirus thing pops up in the background and the game lags for a frame or two, what happens? Because in my game, what'll happen is you'll do catch-up frame. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a lie. We're not doing catch-up frames. What'll happen is the game will lag, but the internal engine will do catch-up frames. you as a player will have a frame skip, but the game will operate at the same speed. And that's important because it's a rhythm game and you want rhythm games to be consistent. So if nothing else, even if you don't see it, actively playing the song as you know it will get you the points. That's the goal. That's why we're making our own video game engine, by the way, from scratch. Fucking Animal Well, get the fuck out of here. We're doing this shit from scratch, baby. Guys, we're gonna make our own shaders, right? It's gonna be beautiful, all right? I'm learning OpenGL, sorry. SL? It's the shader language that we're gonna use. I've been practicing it. I'm learning it. We're gonna apply real shaders to a video game for the first fucking time because I want my graphics card to render a video game and not my poor CPU, all right? That's why it's in quotes. Yeah. I don't even know what is Magnavox. Oh, Magnavox? They made the Odyssey, the Magnavox Odyssey, the very first video game console. If you guys don't know the Magnavox Odyssey, let me show you one more thing before you go. Have you guys ever seen the Magnavox Odyssey gun? Okay, let me blow your mind, okay? When you think of a light gun, do you think of like the Nintendo Zapper or like the Time Crisis orange pistol thing? Let me show you the Odyssey gun. Look at this thing. It's a gun. It's a gun, okay? Look at that shit. And by the way, as you may have told from the text, it was not Magnavox who made the gun. It was fucking Nintendo. Before they made a video game console, before they made a video game, they made the light gun for the very first home video game console. See? Isn't video game history fun? Oh my God, this channel is gonna be great. All right, have a good night, have a good evening. I'm gonna stop streaming, I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna stream every day, baby. We're gonna get this shit released. Code Toil, thank you for the help programming. Andrew, well, allocating and deallocating objects on heap all the time is not really a good approach to defeat light specs. Joke's on you, Andrew. Oh, thank you for following Double System Games. I don't even know if you said hi in chat or if you wanted to be called out, but hi. Hello, thank you for following. We're gonna talk more tomorrow. I'll see you guys in about 25 and a half hours. Or no, fuck, oh Jesus, 21 and a half hours? 2 hours and 20 minutes ago tomorrow. There you go. All right, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.